Hey guys, this is Paul with ReliGym again, and recently we've been going over on our tips, tricks, and training ideas videos, grip training stuff. We've got a lot of requests from it since the Spartan World Finals in Tahoe. A lot of people struggled with the rig, so we're trying to help out stuff on that. Last week we went over a lot of the do's and don'ts of how to actually contract, scapular contraction, wrapping your forearm, breathing, all those tips. So now we're going to put it more into use on actual bars. So we're going to go over two ways to traverse the bars. One way that is more grip intensive. If you have the grip, it's the easier way to do it. And if you don't have that grip, we have an alternate way. It takes a little bit longer, it takes a little bit more effort, but it's going to save you on the grip end. Then I'm going to show you one way that I like to use a setup like this to kind of just work on the rig. And even with a short bar system like this, you can make it go infinitely long. So it really helps out for those double rigs that we've been seeing lately. So first way that we're going to show how to traverse the bar, this is the most efficient, most effective way to traverse the bars, and it's called the monkey swing. So I'll demonstrate it real quick and then we'll talk through it. So in this way, you're more extended, your arms are all the way out, and you're swinging like a monkey would. It's more elongated. Like I said, your arms are all the way out, which is what makes it the most relaxed. The only thing you're really using is your core to stay solid and your grip strength. It's much easier once you have the grip to do it this way than the alternate way that we're going to show. The big focus is on it. Go back to my last video. You want that scapular contraction. Every time you hit that next bar, you want to pull in with that scapula. You don't want this relaxed hang. You want here, swing, scapular contraction, swing. So you're keeping in tight in your shoulders and your scapula, but your arms are relaxed. So that's the big focus of it. And there's, depending on what hold you're holding on to, bars, I like to false grip, which is where I wrap my thumb over the top of the bar. For other holds, say grip gloves, you're really going to want to pinch with that thumb as if you were wrapping underneath, like a normal pull-up, a normal grip. So play around with false grip and a normal grip. See which grips you feel more comfortable with on different obstacles. So for the ropes, you're definitely not going to want a false grip. You're going to want to wrap that thumb around. For bars, I like to false grip. But that's going to be a personal preference, so go ahead and play with that and see what feels best for you. So, the real big concept of this swing is after you make contact with that next bar, you want to not hang, scapulally contract, kind of pull yourself one way then the other, get this movement going, then swing. Get that movement going, and you're just going to keep going across. But you want that kind of sway, and you'll feel that rhythm going back and forth, and it's really important. One thing you don't want to do, get your legs all crazy. A lot of people will do like crazy leg stuff, you know, motoring all over. Keep them straight, keep them together, keep nice and contracted the whole time with your core and your glutes. Just keep that solid form. The more you're swinging around, the more it's actually going to cause yanks down, loosening your grip. The more stable you are, and just solidified, the better that movement's going to be. Now, if you can't do that movement, what we're going to do is a little shuffle. I don't know the actual name for it, but it's more or less a shuffle. So this is a way for people that don't have as strong of a grip to still traverse the obstacle. And this is what it's going to look like. And now the big difference with this, obviously, more movement. You can tell it takes longer to get across, but it's less grip intensive. The problem with this is you want to stay at that 90 degrees with your elbows. What that does is it gives you drop time, which is the time it takes. A lot of people, they won't stay up as high as that. They'll be from here, they'll reach and kind of drop, and they'll have to pull up, reach, drop. So they don't have the bicep strength, the lat strength, and your rear delts. That time, when you're dropping, is extra time for you to move your hands over. So it gives you an extra quick half a second to make the movement that you need to make. So it's really important that you stay engaged. Again, scapular contraction, tighten your lats, keep your biceps engaged, and stay up higher. If you start sinking down further like this, it's going to be very hard, and trust me, you're not going to get across. You have to stay engaged, up nice and high, and get this movement going. And again, it's that pattern. You're going to get into a rhythm where you're going to feel, as soon as you get here, you kind of drop and you start swinging here. That's what you want. You want that swing. So those are the two different methods of getting across. Like I said, the monkey swing is by far the quickest and the most efficient if you have the grip strength. Go back to my previous video. Like I said, learn about that grip strength, how to strengthen that. That's what you should be striving for. If you can't get that for your next race, work on that shuffle. It's not as effective, not as efficient, but it'll get you across the bar if you don't have as good of a grip. So those are the pros and cons to those. Now I'm going to show you kind of a fun thing I like to do to train for the rig. In my last video I showed you some of the tools that I said I bring out to the park. Ta-da, at the park. So we got our rings, we got our grip globes. These are just a good little setup that I like. Set them up at a decent spacing, and now, as you can see, there's only 4 holes. But there's a little trick you can do when you get to the end, that basically you turn around, and now you have 4 more holes, 4 more holes, 4 more holes. And you just keep making as many passes as you want. So I'm going to demonstrate that here. And again, notice when you're watching the scapular contraction, my core is always tight, my shoulder blades are always pulled back into a nice positive position, and there's really no loosey-goosey leg movements. It's a little hard because this is low. You have to scrunch up a little bit, but you want to just be solid and core steady. And look at how smooth it is. There should never be any jerking action. Everything should be smooth. So here we go. Scapular contraction each time I move. And now from here, spin. Come back. And so now you can see that this rig becomes infinitely long. And you can just keep passing as many times as you want. Get that turn. And just keep playing. Have fun. What I like to do is, oh, you can keep going as long as you don't run into a pole. That's the only downside. Yeah, as you can see, you can just keep going as many times as you want, as many passes. A lot of people, if they can't make more than 1 pass, they'll make a pass, do a couple burpees, get back up, make a pass, do a couple burpees, and that's fine. But the real goal is to learn how to stay on there as long as possible. Make it a game. Make a weekly challenge of it. Come out, see how many passes you can do, as many as you can. Say you can do only 2 the first time. Next week shoot for 3, then 4, then 5. Just keep upping it. And if you have a goal, you're more susceptible to beating that goal. If you don't have a goal, you're gonna, it's not as big of a deal. Set goals. It's important. So remember, even when you're getting tired, breathe naturally, use that scapular contraction, engage that forearm, and you're gonna be a lot more solid. So, again, this is Paul with ReliGym. Go to www.religym.org, ReliGym. Check out what we're doing there. Also follow us on Facebook. Just search ReliGym Clothing Company. Instagram at ReliGym Clothing. And yeah, train hard, and we'll see you at the next race. Later.